Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We're starting out today in our basement pantry with the last jar of tomato sauce. I'm kind of sad, but we're going to be making a chunky meat sauce. And this is something I was brought up on, a chunky meat sauce, and I just continue to make it this way because it tastes yummy. Not as yummy as my mom's, but we're going for it anyway. So we're going to start by chopping up our peppers and onions. And does anybody else clean their mushrooms this way? I haven't always been a super fan of like wiping them off with a damp paper towel because I feel like it takes forever, but this is how I do it. So if anybody else does, let me know. So the peppers, the onions, and the mushrooms, I just chop up into really big chunks. We like the chunky sauce. If you don't like it so chunky, go ahead and cut them up a little bit smaller. And then to my large pot, I added about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then we're going to saute up the vegetables for about 2 minutes. Mushrooms down. And then after the 2 minutes, I go ahead and add my spices right onto the vegetables. And this will give it a chance to bloom. And by that, I just mean it's going to open them up and bring out a ton more flavor. So I gave those a good mix and opened up the tomato sauce. What a great seal. Add that in and give it a good stir. This is a thick sauce, but I do go in and add some tomato paste here in just a minute. And now I'm going to add in our canned ground beef, but first I'm going to take off any excess fat that has floated to the top. I have canned ground beef twice, and it just does not seem to matter how much I let this drain. There's always some fat on the top. Oops. FYI, use a wide mouth when you can't anything other than like a jelly or a sauce. Okay, back to what I was saying. So now that our meat is added to the pot, I'm going to give it a little mixy mix because I'm obsessed with mixing. I don't know what my problem is. I'm going to add in about 1.5 tablespoons of tomato paste. The amount that you add will obviously depend on how thick or thin your sauce is. And then some salt and pepper and mix that in. I do believe I ended up letting this cook for about 2 hours on low. And then here is my failure for the day. I found a sourdough discard recipe on the interwebs for these cutie patootie little garlic knots. And okay, here we just have some frozen pasta that I boiled up for dinner. But I found the recipe and the whole thing just bombed. Like, they were gummy. I followed the recipe to a T, and I wasn't going to add this into the video, but here we are. And I guess my point of adding it into the video is you see all these recipes online, mine included, and my rule of thumb has always been try a recipe exactly as it's written once. If you like it, cool. If you don't, switch something up. If there's not enough garlic powder, if there's too much garlic powder, take some out. It has always been very difficult for me to measure how much I'm using in a recipe. I just kind of eyeball it and I taste and I add more ingredients if need be. So again, my point here is I'm not giving up on these garlic knots. I will try them again and again until I get them how I like them, and then I'll share them with you guys. So I think that'll do it for today. So until I see you next time, thank you so much for watching. Be kind, eat well, and I'll see you in the next one.